What's good, everybody? Brant here with CPC Bodybuilding, the best channel in men's classic physique. I've got highlights from the Texas Pro Men's Classic Physique Division prejudging, and it is certainly not disappointed thus far. Some really outstanding performances from some of the best in classic physique, plus a really spectacular rookie debut from Brazilian Matheus Menegate. So we'll start out with the first call out and then work our way to the final call out. So starting here, our first call out, we have Alexander Westermeyer, Alex Cambronero, Matheus Menegate, Dan Covey Anderson, the Black Panther, Gabriel Zoncanelli, Laszlo Corrali, Austin Espy, and Ben Zimmerman. Now, when we're working our way through these poses, the thing that stands out most to me is the combination of size and structure between the guys who are in the middle four spots. So that's Matheus, Dan Covey, aka Black Panther, Gabriel, as well as Laszlo. Those guys just take up so much space and all have very, very solid front shots. Now, when we work our way to the back, this is where I think our potential top three separate themselves from Laszlo, who I think is probably going to be in fourth just based on what we've seen thus far. So I think Matheus, Dan Covey, and Gabriel are going to be our top three. Now, they have an element of density, shape, and completeness that you may not see in the rest of these other guys. You do see some of these elements, like Ben is extremely dense and has great muscle maturity and detail. However, he's not quite as big as some of these other guys. He's there on the end. Austin takes up a lot of space, very classic, great structure. Again, he's just not quite as muscular and dense as some of those guys there in the middle. Alex Cambronero looks a bit smaller than we've seen him in the past. And then Alexander Westermeyer, great detail, but probably, again, just a bit outsized by those guys in the middle. Now, you can see here, Dan Covey Anderson, Black Panther, was moved out of the center. And now we have the two Brazilians, Matheus Menegate making his pro debut there in center left, and Gabriel Zoncanelli, the other Brazilian who is already qualified for this year's Olympia, there center right. And this is turning out to be a battle between these two Brazilians. So either way, I think this is going to go home to Brazil. The Texas Pro champ is going to be a Brazilian guy here. Now, when we work our way through some of these poses, the back double bicep is a very intriguing one too, because last week in Tyler's breakdown of the Tampa Pro, Gabriel lost his pose to Justin simply because he was moving forward a little bit on that back double bicep. And it actually looks like Gabriel Zoncanelli has made some posing adjustments this week, particularly leaning back a little bit more in that back double bicep. And that's only going to help him because Gabriel has a great back. Good detail, lots of width, good thickness as well. Now, I do think Matheus, there is a strong case for Matheus here, just given how much space he takes up. He probably also has more width than Gabriel, and you could even argue that he has better structure overall. And we'll see that closer when we look at this final call out. All right, so here we are looking at that Texas Pro Classic Physique final call out. We've got Black Panther, Dan Covey Anderson, Matheus Menegate from Brazil in his pro debut, Gabriel Zoncanelli, also from Brazil, and Laszlo Corrali of Hungary. So this is our assumed top four heading into the confirmation round of scoring and finals this evening. So what I see here is Matheus and Gabriel in the two center spots, I think have ultimately the best combination of structure, condition, and density in this lineup. Now, I think Black Panther is very, very complete. I do think he just has to nail the hardness. This is something I said last week too. He's got a great physique and is very complete overall. Just not quite as hard and doesn't have like that bursting full muscle that you see with Matheus and Gabriel. Now, Laszlo there on the far right is just not quite as dense as the other three guys. So the way I see this shaking out right now, we've probably got Black Panther there in third, Laszlo in fourth, in my opinion, And Gabriel and Mateus are battling for that top spot. And these guys ran through a few rounds of poses. So when we compare these poses, you're going to see here in the front double bicep, I do think Gabriel, and also confirming with some of the photos that I've seen, Gabriel has the slight edge in terms of condition, but the side chest here with Mateus displays that he has a better lower body, particularly in the glutes and the hamstrings. He just has more thickness and just more muscle in those body parts. Back double bicep is a very key pose as well. And you're going to see here that Gabriel probably has a better middle back. They're very similar in the top line through the delts, the arms, but Mateus probably has a touch more width there too. And I think might have a better glute and hamstring tie in there as well. Ab and thigh, to me, this goes to Mateus because his midsection is much more defined. However, you could argue that Gabriel has better detail in the quads. Mateus's quads look a bit bigger. Favorite classic pose, I'm going to give this one to Mateus simply because this showcases his V-taper extremely well. He has huge lats, a small waist, and I think if I were judging this show, just based on what I've seen, I would probably actually go with Mateus. Now, granted, I am not there and I am not seeing this happen in real time because in person, as many of you guys know, things can turn out different and things can look different. Sometimes condition is vastly different in person than it is in photos or videos. But just based on this and based on the photos that I've seen, if I had to rate their condition, I would say Gabriel is probably somewhere around a 9 in terms of condition. Mateus is probably an 8. So the condition between these guys is close, as you can see. But I think Mateus is actually going to take this there in the center right simply because he has better structure and better width. I think Mateus is going to take this. I've got Mateus taking 3 of the 5 mandatory poses. So that is what I think is going to happen. Stay tuned. We have finals here at 4 p.m. Central Time for Men's Classic Physique. We'll see if Mateus Menegate of Brazil can take home a win in his pro debut. Thanks for watching the highlights. I'm Brant, signing out for CPC Bodybuilding. Keep it classic, guys. I'll see you later.